We all tend to spend our money on things we want, but don't really need. Well, world-class golfers are no different. When you own millions of dollars, you're bound to purchase a few dumb things every now and then. If you have it, why not flaunt it? In today's video, we're about to talk about some of the dumbest things golfers have spent their money on. First, we have Tiger Woods. You've probably heard of Tiger Woods. I mean, he's not only one of the most successful golfers of all time, but also one of the highest paid athletes in the world, with an estimated net worth of over $800 million. That is just plain ridiculous. Well, when someone has that much money as Woods, it's only natural for them to spend it on some insanely expensive things. Like, take for example, Woods' yacht that he's dubbed Privacy. The vessel put a dent of about $20 million to his net worth. Not only that, but the annual maintenance cost of the boat is about $2 million. Wow. Want to hear something even more ridiculous? Woods' 6,500 square foot Giant is parked in the Bahamas. No surprises there, and yet this Giant was the smallest among all the other boats parked on the same dock. Apart from his yacht, Woods also owns a private jet. Why? Because he's Tiger Woods. Does he really need any other reason? The jet that he owns is a Gulfstream G550. The brand is really popular among almost all world-famous golfers. The jet cost him about $50 million. That's even more than what he spent on his giant yacht. It was a huge deal when after 10 years in 2017, Woods was seen on a commercial airplane going from Los Angeles to Dubai. But hey, would you care about saving money when you're Tiger freaking Woods? He also owns a $55 million mansion. The huge mansion in Jupiter Island, Florida, was built from scratch. This was done by tearing down the already extravagant house that was present there. Truly being the greatest in the world and a multimillionaire makes you do some insane things. Up next, Phil Mickelson. Phil Mickelson is not anybody new to people familiar with the golfing world. One of the greats of the game and someone who is worth over $400 million, Mickelson is famous for spending his money on insanely expensive stuff. The man loves living a luxurious life, and why wouldn't he? He deserves all the fame that he has. One thing that you might not have known is that Mickelson loves vintage wine. Not only that, but he also loves drinking it from the championship trophies that he's won. Yes, you heard that correctly. Mickelson combined his two loves, golf and drinking. He spent $40,000 on a bottle of 1990 Romanée Conti, ended up throwing it in the British Open trophy and chugging it straight from it. Now that's one way to spend 40 grand. He enjoyed doing it so much that he ended up repeating it again in 2021. Mickelson drank a Black Magic Cabernet Sauvignon, the most expensive wine that's manufactured in St. Helens Tour Wines, worth about $450 from his Wanamaker trophy. People loved it so much that the wine became the biggest seller in Napa Valley. Aside from his love for vintage wines, Mickelson is also known for his outrageous private collection of expensive cars. Yes, Mickelson is quite the gearhead. The most notable in his collection is definitely the Bentley Continental GT, worth about $250,000. He also owns an Aston Martin Vanquish that costs over $5 million. Besides his fondness of golf, wine, and cars, Mickelson is really fond of adventure. He often spends his millions on vacationing and going to new resorts. He loves skiing, with Yellowstone, Montana being one of his favorite spots. From snow-capped mountains in Montana to sand-covered beaches in St. Kitts Island, Hawaii, and Pebbles Beach, Mickelson loves spending time on all of them. Including all of that, Mickelson also used to own a giant 9,100 square foot mansion in Santa Fe, California. The mansion comes with its own outdoor pool and even comes with a putting green at its back. It is truly gorgeous. But Mickelson sold this mansion and plans to move to Jupiter Island, Florida, like his fellow golfer Tiger Woods. Next on the list is Greg the Shark Norman. The Aussie golfer is famous for his amazing career in the sport. He was on top of the rankings 7 times throughout his career, and with over 90 tournament wins, you would think that he had enough money to spend his life, right? Well, Norman had other plans. He started his own luxury brand named after himself that helped take his net worth to the gigantic $320 million that it stands on today. Norman is popularly known as a jet enthusiast. He is known to have owned about 7 jets. 7? You'd think spending on just one private jet would be enough. His first jet was the Lockheed Jetstar. Lockheed is famous for being one of the first private jets to ever be produced. Norman also owned a Gulfstream V and a G550. The Aussie businessman also has an amazing eye when it comes to wristwatches, as he was known for being one of the first golfers to sport a wristwatch during his his career. Many golfers didn't like wearing a watch because they said the watch's weight interfered with their ability to swing. But Norman wasn't like many other golfers though, was he? Watches have always been a prominent part of Norman's life. Throughout his career, he was known for having brand endorsements with giants of the luxury watch industry. His insane collection includes watches from brands like Rolex, Omega, and Ebel. God, we wish we had that kind of money. Now we have Rory MCILROY. Rory MCILROY is a professional golfer hailing from Ireland. Rory has had an incredibly successful career that puts his net worth to a whopping $140 million. Even though Rory seemingly cares about his golfing career more than money, that doesn't mean he has trouble spending it. The four-time champion can definitely splurge his money when he feels like it. McIlroy bought his first mansion in Florida in 2013. The mansion had a complete outdoor pool, a home theater, and a hot tub. Sounds great, doesn't it? Well, surprisingly, Rory ended up selling it. Don't worry, it's not like he didn't like it. He just found a newer, bigger, better mansion. After selling his old mansion for $8.1 million, Rory bought his fellow golfing star Ernie Els' mansion in nearby Jupiter, an even more exclusive part of Florida. Not only can he spend his money on giant mansions, but he is also known for spending it on his insane car collection. Doesn't matter what he says, Rory loves the fancy life. He is known for owning a Bentley, an Audi R6, and a Lamborghini LP564. That's about as fancy as you get with cars. Well, maybe a little more with the Ferrari F12 that he recently added to his collection after buying it from Ian Poulter. Oh, but it doesn't end there. McIlroy also has an insanely expensive watch collection. I mean, can you really turn down sponsorships from brands like Omega? He has been seen wearing a Seamaster Aquaterra with a green dial worth about 4,910 pounds, and was also spotted with a one-off gold Omega model that would cost around 30,000 pounds. What seems like insane buys to people like us barely make a dent in the lives of people like Rory McIlroy. Next on our list is Jordan Spieth. Jordan Spieth is an American professional golfer who is the third youngest player to win multiple PGA Tour events. His amazing start to his career has allowed him to become one of the richest golfing names in the world. With an estimated net worth of $100 million, Jordan Spieth is definitely not shy of showing off his wealth. Being one of the richest players in the golfing world, Jordan loves to party. Well, at least that's something that pro golfers have in common with us. He can often be seen with other golfers and his friend going on cruise ships and yachts, hanging out, sunbathing, drinking cocktails, living the life. But that is definitely not where he stopped spending his money. Oh no, Jordan bought a mansion in one of the most exclusive and rich communities of Texas called Preston Hollow. The 16,655 square foot mansion is worth about $7 million. That is a lot of feet. Not only that, but Jordan is also known for spending a lot on the most luxurious and expensive cars out there. Following in the footsteps of almost every other golfer, his insanely expensive 12-car garage has a collection of a luxury Mercedes-Benz CLS, Cadillac Escalade SUV, Hyundai SUV, BMW i3, Toyota 4Runner, Jeep Grand Cherokee, and a Ford F-150 truck. Wow, that's probably the largest collection that we've seen up until now for a golfer. There are unconfirmed rumors of him owning a Porsche 991 and a Ferrari California as well. On top of all of that, Spieth is also the brand ambassador for the world-famous brand Rolex. He's been spotted wearing a Rolex Explorer 2 as well as a Rolex Pepsi GMT Master 2. That's a wrap for this video. What do you guys think was the dumbest thing that your favorite golfer spent their money on? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.